Hello, so today we're going to be painting a little something. I still don't really know what I'm going to be painting, but I guess that's the fun in it. Honestly, it's kind of hard to do it in like such a free-handed way that, I don't know, I guess we will just see what's happening. Kind of want to do natural kind of landscapey kind of thing, but I don't know. So hopefully this will come together nicely, but either way, like if it just becomes something that's like totally unrecognizable, it will just have to be a abstract painting. Do you know how I love my abstract paintings? So that's what's on the agenda for today's video. Just a little bit of a sit down kind of fun time just to relax, and I don't know, you can be painting or you can just listen. I don't really mind, it's up to you, but we are just going to be doing our own thing. Obviously probably best if you don't paint the same thing as me. Just take your mind wherever you want to go and just paint whatever you want to paint, whatever comes out. So with the colors today, I immediately picked up red. I don't know if that's just a subconscious thing or if I'm just feeling like red today. Red and yellow, bit of a bright day, very contrasty to today's weather, which has been very sad and miserable, but not like totally bleak. Like there's been rain, but it's been spitting. Other than that, it's just been overcast, and like I wouldn't really want to go on a walk today. I've had a lot going on lately with like university assignments and just like feeling a bit off at the moment, which I think I can attribute to stress, but honestly sometimes the things in our mind are just very hard to come together. So sometimes I don't even think I need to think of a reason for my stress. I hope that the background music isn't too loud. I've got some calming sounds on in the background. Sometimes you can hear it, sometimes you can't. I feel like in my last video I had calming sounds on as well. I think they were like forest sounds, while this is ocean sounds. Very, very good because I live by the ocean. But yeah, just a little bit of something. It's a bit louder now, so I think the last one you couldn't even hear anything, so I was like, I don't want to repeat that, so we'll do this one this time. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff to get done and a lot of things just to prepare myself for, but I'm hoping that once university is finished for the semester, I can just have a little bit of me time and just to focus on myself and just preparing for the future in terms of working and earning some money. But I definitely don't want to, you know, leave my art just on the side either, because I have been feeling like I've been neglecting it, which is sad because I was so passionate about art for such like the longest time. I feel like it'd be nice to see the water as it transitions from colors to more colors to just filled with colors. At the same time though, I've got to reposition my hand. Oof, this orange is very much there. Wonder how these colors are showing up on the camera. I don't think that they're terrible. Sometimes I do wonder about the camera quality though. I don't know what I'm doing. It's kind of giving me clouds, but at the same time, I just don't know. It's just mixing with each other. I love it though. Bit of a bridge together. Lovely. Bit of more color. Trying to think. I've been doing a lot of self-reflecting on my relationships, actually. My relationships with like the people around me, and how much I'm getting out of them and how much I'm making an impact as well. Especially with relationships, like you don't want them to be stagnant or as if, you know, someone's holding you back. Like that's something you have to keep in mind when you're thinking about your relationships with other people. And I've been feeling like I haven't been doing my best in my relationships, in that I haven't been, you know, feeling fulfilled, and I also haven't been feeling like I've been trying my best, which is why I think like after my university semester is finished, I'm gonna try a bit harder to make meaningful connections with other people, because no one wants to feel like they are missing friends in their life, or like they don't have enough people to turn to. So especially, I was learning about this kind of concept in one of my university classes, and it was about how we value other people in our lives and how their value is reflected through their status in our, you know, our club of life, which sounds crazy to be talking about that here because I did not like that class, but I can understand that, which is why it really drew my attention, that specific concept they were talking about. But like everyone in our life, you know, the big people and the small people in their impact have, you know, been accredited to us, laying the foundation for our identities and our personalities. And so, you know, it's important because having people there and having these relationships is what helps us grow. So if you're only speaking to the same people over and over again, you're constantly going to them for your problems and for advice, not only are you straining that relationship by putting all this weight onto it, you're also not giving yourself room to grow by, you know, being in the presence of people who are different and who challenge you. Which is why I've had this kind of thing in my mind where I'm like, I don't feel challenged and I don't feel like I'm doing any growth in terms of like becoming a more confident or sure of person. That is a heavy subject to go into in this video, and I did not realize I was gonna go there today, but it's surprising, and I feel like this is kind of a diary of sorts for me to get my feelings on the table. And that's what happens when you rant a bit to yourself. I don't think anyone's going to view this, to be completely honest with you. I mean, if you are watching this and you weren't directed to it, this is just natural content for you, then wow, I mean, it's fantastic that I'm occupying your time, but I guess, you know, I hope someone can get something out of this content I'm bringing forth, because I do truly feel like art is the perfect medium to be able to, you know, say these kind of things to yourself or into the void of the internet. But, you know, it's definitely a way to channel that, which is why I'm always really surprised at how these paintings turns out, because as much as I think I'm just putting random colors on the page, like it will turn out to be something, and it may be something completely different from what I first envisioned. Like, I don't know, a lot of things have been going through my head on what this painting would turn out to be. I was first thinking clouds, but I feel like with my abilities, my artistic capabilities, I'm not that much inclined to be able to do free-handed clouds. If anything, I think I don't have the most amount of capabilities in terms of art, which I guess speaks volumes in itself, but I feel like this is kind of bringing it back to the basics. There's a lot of art theory involved in this, color theory, in terms of making the colors look nice together. Like you've sort of got a transitional tone, but if it was transitional, it would go from red, reddish, purplish, orange, and then to yellow. That's interesting. You know what? I just had a momentary thought in my head. This would be such a good series if I was stoned doing this. I don't know how that would look in the technical capabilities, or me trying to explain what I'm doing. I just thought it'd be funny. I don't know if I should get into that kind of thing, but I guess it would be fun. I mean, I'm definitely not someone that partakes in that very often, but when I was younger, I did have my own stint in that. I think we all do. Like, it's a pretty common thing for kids to try that stuff out. I am definitely one for legalization though. I will admit that. This is definitely like just talking and talks, just random talks. I think that's what I'll name the video, to be honest. Paint and chat with me. Chat times, painting. It's kind of random. I'm trying to be aware of how this is going to look once I take my sticky tape off, which I've put around the sides. I think it's the first time I've used normal width size of sticky tape. Ooh, I did not like the look of my hands in that. My bad. Yeah, first time. I usually use big sticky tape, like that you'd use when you're moving boxes. But I'm trying something different. These are smaller, a lot smaller than I normally do. But I'm like, you know what? We'll try something else. That's what I'm doing. Sort of bringing in the colors together because we've got mixing involved. I think I'm going to transition to a smaller brush. Now this is the thinking part of it, in terms of what am I going to do to make this more interesting? How can it go forward to be a more interesting painting? And how can this also showcase my mental mindset at the moment? Because this is a mental representation of my mindset. That's what I'm aiming it for it to be. Which, from what I've told you that I'm stressed and that I'm overworked. I don't know if that got through. Is that this is giving me happiness and joy and like an exorbitant amount of emotion, which I do have an exorbitant amount of information. That is correct. Oh, what a bit of a shaker. Okay, so to get that across, I keep bumping my big old lamp clamp. That sounded so weird. Okay, are you ready for the big reveal? Honestly, do not know what is happening. I think I'm gonna have this as like contained chaos. This is contained chaos. I don't know how great it's gonna look with the blue, but that is what she's going for. And I probably shouldn't have gone so close to the edges with that in mind. But we all can think on this more viciously. I'm just saying words. Okay, lovely. I actually really love this outline because it's like giving me the sharp edges, and then this is all just like neatly contained. How much? I might go like a softer color, like change the transitions. Don't like how rounded these edges are. I would like them to be the least amount of rounded as possible, but unfortunately I didn't think it through. This brush is not the best. Also trying to find this. Doing fine. I like that a lot more. In thinking about my aesthetic, because I know like other creators on this platform, especially do the same kind of content as me, like very much value that visual kind of aspect towards the art, which I just don't have access to, or like at the moment I just can't seem to justify me accessing those certain resources. So say like this background, which is a board I've had for a while that I have used a long time. We experienced, I think last year, terrible weather, humid, raining, had like flooding and everything. It was awful. Like all my shoes started to go moldy. So I didn't realize it, but this board just was covered in mold, and I had like set it aside, like I think it was against the window where like I never really like take notice of it because I hadn't painted in so long. Anyway, I pick it up and it's just covered in mold. Just terrible. And I like got like cleaning stuff and like cleaned it off, but I still can't get like the stains out of it from where the mold was. And like it wasn't a gorgeous board before that, but it was like somewhat presentable. So now it just looks disgusting. But that's a short story about me. You know what, if I have to do this concept again for another class, I reckon I could definitely do a podcast. Although finding the time to actually get out there and film something to talk about is difficult. And I have no idea how to start that. But I mean, oh, ring-a-ding-ding. Would be fun though. How does this illustrate my mindset? I don't actually know, but I think it's cool. Definitely think I need to do some more work on the blank space, because it's giving me very much unplanned, which is fine. I don't mind that, but I'm gonna start doing this, which is even more interesting and gives it more drama too. Get ready for my hand all across the page. I'm sorry, I hate doing this. Oh, I think maybe I don't wanna mess it up by doing it in a way that I wouldn't normally do. So you're just gonna have to deal with it. Ta-da! Did you know that I wanted to study art at a certain point in my life? Yeah, I wanted to go to art school. I watched all of these YouTube videos on going to art school and like, was it worth it? And you know, blah, 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 all this stuff. But I think in the end, I was like, I'm never going to be as good. Oh, that is such a terrible mindset. I will not put that out into the world. No, I refuse. It just wasn't for me. And I recognized that, and I found another path, which I have no regrets involved. So I have no ill feelings about not going and not doing that. I feel like my life is in a great, like I'm on the right path in life. I can't fault myself for taking the path I did because I'm happy with it. Ooh. Definitely think I'm almost finished this painting once I've done this outer edge, which is crazy. Finishing a painting in 20 minutes fills me with joy, considering that I would be painting for days on end. and like so much time involved, especially with watercolor, because you have to wait for everything to dry down and then go back to it, which, you know, is sure, it's annoying, but you know, it's good to see the results of it. Lovely. I think I always want to do more stuff. I know I should just like leave it to a certain point, but I like, no, what else can I do? How can I make it more interesting? I'm gonna put even more water on the page, make it, you know, more water. No, Cleo. No. Oh my god, this is not supposed to be therapy. I'm gonna premise that again, not therapy, but you know, it's good for the mental mind and stimulation and reflection. And this is how it goes in life. Me just rambling on. It's good. I think it's a great exercise to do this, because it gets me to talk and to open up and just to think of exciting topics on their own. Like, not saying that this is exciting, but it's not like I'm just not saying anything. I also don't want to date these kind of things, so I won't be talking about topics that have a recognizable date, because I want these videos to be timeless and interesting. I didn't use these two. I really have to cough. Please excuse me. Shaky. Okay. Oh, I've got a little bit of blue in the center. It's fine. How does this feel? Is it wet? It is wet. I was thinking I might do some line work, but then what would I paint? Sorry, what would I draw onto this that hasn't, or I just had a brilliant idea. It is too bad this is wet, because I would show you, but I guess that is what makes it into an interesting video, is that if you want to see what I do to this painting after this video is finished and it's dry and I can paint on it, because I'm not filming anything else for this video, go over to my Instagram to view it. And I will tell you my Instagram right now. It is RKDRX art. That is at RKDRXART. Yes, that's it. No spaces, no nothing, just that. Yeah, okay, bye.